Alright guys, we're here to take a look at the new Android 16. I am excited to see how this unit performs. This is something we badly have needed for a long time, is an actual, I don't really want to say usable Android 16, because the Int one, yeah, he was in, was very, very good for the LR Goku grind. Any other OGs out there will remember back when the LR Goku grind was an absolute nightmare, and it was Android 16, King Vegeta, Chilled, King Cold, and Mecha Frieza that were able to take us through that LR Goku grind and finally obtain him, back when LR Goku was pretty good and LRs were very, very rare. But since then, Android 16 has not really had any use or any play in the game whatsoever. I'm glad that we got this new Android 16. Now, the important thing to remember is that this is actually the Android 16 from Dragon Ball FighterZ, too. Do keep that in mind. They do have the little logo down here for the Dragon Ball FighterZ characters. But because of that, this man has Revival, as well as the Revived Warrior category. So, with those two things, we could test him out on this team. I think he's definitely going to fit the best on his own team, on the Android category team. But unfortunately, that's not completely out yet. This is more of like a sneak peek, right? I do think Android 16 is going to be a phenomenal defensive unit. Only 780k right there, but he's not really optimized next to Cell. His super attack is gorgeous, by the way. But he's not really optimized next to Tech Cell. We're going to try and get him next to Tapion, where I think 16 is going to look pretty good. But considering Android 16's overwhelming defensive power, the fact that his attack stat is going to be anywhere near 1,000,000, honestly, is a really big deal. When eventually the Android category does get a Super Battle Road, I think it's probably going to be one of the easier stages, just because of how good a lot of these units are. Tech Cell is a beast with healing. Android 21 is a very good healer. Also, Android 21, by the way, I believe her transformation restriction, the way it works, the way Android 21's transformation mechanic works, is she has a 30% chance to transform into the evil Android 21 after 4 turns if her health is above 50%, not below. So that is a big, big difference, and it'll make Android 21 a lot more effective of a unit. So we are not going to get a super attack right here. That's okay. It's not really a big deal. I do want to keep Super Saiyan 2 Bardock along with Android 16 for a little bit. That is a super attack, so we'll go ahead and do that. We'll let Cell do a little damage. Now, the way 16 works, we got his guard ability active, so we're not taking nothing. I might consider giving this Android 16 15 dodge, just because that's what the point of him is. But at the same time, he's going to be reducing damage, I think, to such low levels that I don't even know if he really does need the dodge. I think, you know, having crits and additionals for him may in fact be, you know, the way to go, prioritizing, you know, offensive potential system abilities rather than defensive. Usually for a defensive unit like this, I do like to prioritize maximizing our defense, right? Look at Caulifla. Caulifla, Janemba, those type of units, I want to make sure their defense is completely in check. So I guess Android 16, it is a high chance that he'll have that ability to activate. Because what 16's passive is, he gives himself an 80% buff to attack and defense, so he should be able to hit pretty good, and he'll be able to defend really good. He also gets an additional 30% buff per Android category ally on the team. So right now, he should be working with a 60% additional buff. I believe it will count Android 16 himself on that little kind of like marker there. So he is going to be getting that 60% defensive buff, including himself. And then he has the high chance to guard all attacks, which, you know, would turn him into Janemba or something like this. Alright, so this is going to be basically our best look at what 16's damage is capable of being. He is linked up with Tapion, where they have the they have Fierce Battle, And fuck, what is this other link called? It's Rival Duo. That's what it's called. I always forget that link. But they have Fierce Battle and Rival Duo. Plus, we also have Super Saiyan 2 Bardock here. And we are on a 170% attack category, which is what the Revived Warrior team is. 16 does also have Revival, by the way. So he's over 1 million. Okay. And then that Super Attack. The fact that his Super Attack animation is really his BMB from Fighters. Like, that is so damn cool, man. I like the extra care they did put into him. I'm very curious to see 32. That's very good. Yeah, I wanted to see how much damage he would take if his guard ability did not activate. And for him to only take 32k there is very, very good. I'll have to really consider this. I'm actually a big fan of this Android 16 unit. Enough that I'm actually like strongly considering 100%ing him, because putting orbs into units like him, very, very powerful defensive units, kind of is the way to go with how difficult some of the, like Super Battle World stages and stuff get. So I probably will 100% him, and I just really need to think about it. 15 dodge or go like the 17 crit. That's what I need to consider, because he will be able to do a decent amount of damage. Attack 80% is definitely no slouch. I really like what they did with him, man. This whole batch of units, like, when you first look at them, nothing jumps off the page. But the more you think about it, like Android 17, 120% attack on Super, he's going to be hitting very, very hard, like very decently hard. Like, he's not going to slip to any low level. Plus, he gives all allies 3 ki, which is insane. And then, like, Android 21 is going to be healing so fucking much. Like, in her pre-transform state, she heals on Super, so you could prioritize, like, additionals, and she could get double Supers, which would equate to double heals. And then when she transforms, she gets an attack and defense buff of 130%, and she just heals passively, like from her passive, just activates at the start of turn. So, like all of these units are gonna have like real like power and real value to a lot of different teams they're on. There is also the good version of Android 21. She is an Android category unit though, so she is best utilized on a team with a lot of other androids. So that is something to sort of consider as well. Yeah, there's a dodge from 16. I don't know. I might be leaning more towards dodge for 16. I might as well just go with what my mantra has been, which is, for a defensive type unit, just maximize their defensive ability and then just, put them in that first slot and let them work. The good Android 21, by the way, she is also on the Peppy Gals category. I do like that. A lot of these units actually are on several different categories. That's very helpful for, I guess, sustainability for the unit, right? That they actually can be put on multiple different teams. It's very important. Like the Revived Warrior team for 16, yeah, I am going to Rainbow him, and I'm going to take him into the Revived Warrior Super Battle Road stage. Android 21, let's see. Her full power stage, that one's not activated yet. Obviously, there's not an Android category stage yet. And then there's not a Universal Survival Arc stage for Android 17 either. So if I wanted to show Android 17 in Super Battle Road, it would have to be on the hero type stage. Android 17, well, I guess he does reduce damage once your health falls below 77%, huh? So he is another good Super Battle Road unit. But I think 17, he's going to be most effective when he's actually on the... Wow, there's a lot of orbs here. Okay, we're gonna... Yeah, we'll do this. Android 17, I think, is going to be most effective on the Android category. Thinking about it, I swear the Android category is going to be the easiest Super Battle Road stage, because Tech Cell doesn't take damage on Super Battle Road. On the Revived Warrior stage, he's like the MVP of the new category stages in my eyes. He's the most impressive of any unit I use. And then, of course, you have 21 healing like crazy. And then this fucker is going to be completely tanking everything like crazy. And then you also have 17 who will be able to tank, and he'll be able to do good damage. So that Android category, that's going to be, I think, a shoo-in. Like, if you got a lot of these good Android units, that's a shoo-in. Plus, don't forget about Super Android 17 as well. Like, don't forget that that beast is very good at defense. That's, you know, he's a lot better at defense than he's at offense. Well, we could say that. Only thing is shocking speed, right? He's not going to have that with Android 21. That's the other reason I'm very excited for the Android category, is I want to see, like, how differently the team works with, like, two 21s versus two 17s. Like, kind of mixing and matching. Like, this is really the first time I think we've had two leaders that are, they're reasonably close to each other, right? I think 17 is probably better than 21, but they're close. So we can really kind of just, you know, go with our preferred playstyle. Like, do you want the healing of Android 21, or do you want the consistency that you would be able to get with, yeah, we'll do this right here, and then boom. Do you want the consistency with Android 17, since he's going to be able to give 3 key to all allies? And, like, the leader skill buffs are close enough to where it's not that big a deal. Like, 17 gives 170% to attack and HP, and then obviously Android 21 is just 150% across the board. Android 21, she becomes, like, pretty much the best unit you could get off of the unfeatured, like, SSR pool, outside, of course, of when we're talking about, like, LRs are in the banners, right? Like, if it's a banner with the LRs, obviously all the LRs are the best units to get from the general SSR pool, but, like, from a general, like, SSR pool off, like, a Dokkan Fest, I think Android 21 is probably a better unit than Kefla, actually. She is, for sure. So, she's going to be very, very good. Like a lot of people are going to pull her as their GSSR and are going to go crazy. That's going to be a fantastic one to pull. I do think this 16, by the way, is very good. He's definitely a summonable unit. I think him, 17, and the new 21 are probably all summonable units. I would say there's a good chance that the Int Android 21, the good one, she's probably a free-to-play unit. She might be a summonable unit, but considering that she also gets medals from the Dragon Ball FighterZ, like, kind of special story events, I do think that kind of leads into the theory that she is actually a free-to-play unit as well. That will be the last video I do for tonight. After I get done with this, we'll take a look at that Android 21. It'll be a little bit more difficult to look at her with the Android category not actually established in-game yet, though. 2.4 million from Cell, by the way. Cell is insane. He is going to be one of the craziest things about the Android category. He will be absolutely dominant. But, alright guys, yeah, the next thing we'll look at is the good Android 21. Here was Android 16. He might be a little bit of a boring unit in that he's going to have amazing defense, and he's going to do, you know, maybe between 700k to about 1 million, depending on what support type units are around or what attack links he has active. But a very good unit, very good defensive unit. He'll be amazing. He's going to be incredible for Super Saiyan 3 Goku's EZA. He's going to be incredible for Dokkan Battlefield, and he's going to be incredible for Super Battle Road. So, a very good unit there. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch y'all next time.